Hello, my name is Jonathan Helmke. I'm one of the librarians here at Stephen F. Austin State University. I'll be working with your class in terms of the MCOM 5350 projects this semester. And I would like to help provide a review and maybe some new information to help you locate peer review and scholarly articles. If you notice on our screen here, is that I have an outline to help us kind of go through the next couple minutes here. Some tips and ways for you to find those articles in terms of finding quality articles, but also find it in a time efficiently way. So the first thing here on our outline here is looking for peer-reviewed scholarly articles. Before we get into the actual database itself, there are three things I want to talk about in terms of when you're using your keywords to look for these articles. The first thing here, and I'll highlight here, is the and. And I'll provide some examples of how you can use ands to connect words. For example, I'll write down here our example here is you have the term nostalgia, for example. That's one of your topics in this class here. Along with, you can use the term and, okay? And then you can say branding, okay? So we call the and a connector. It just makes a more efficient search looking for quality, the relevant sources for your articles, for your papers. The second thing I want to talk about is the word or. You can use the word or to connect sentiments. So for example, you can say branding or advertising. Okay, so if you want to look for kind of related words together, you can say branding or advertising. And so the third thing here is phrases. To be more efficient with your searching here, is my suggestion is to use quotations around, for example, cultural context, for example. Okay, so if you want to keep that term together in your search, I would put it in quotations. So the and, or, and the phrases with the quotations allows you to get more relevant results for your topics. So the next part is here, once I have kind of my keywords together, what I'm going to think about doing, then I would find the articles using the library's webpage. So this is the web address. It's sfasu.edu/library. And there are three ways that I want to point out to help you find those articles. The first way is through our search box. The second way is through our business guide. And the third way I would recommend is using our psychology guide. Our psychology databases do a really good job with advertising and marketing from a psychology point of view in terms of marketing behavior, in terms of consumer behavior and so forth. So that'd be my suggestion: the search box, the business guide, and the psychology guide. So let's go over to our website here. Like I said, the website here is sfasu.edu/library. And once you get to that page, you'll see this page here with a search box in the middle here. So that'll be the first way to locate your peer-reviewed scholarly articles. So let's do a search here, and we're going to use the term and together. Use the and. That's our connector word. So I'm going to put nostalgia. Okay. Now I usually capitalize it. Make sure it's spelled correctly here. Excuse me here. Nostalgia. Nostalgia here. So N-O-S-T-A. Okay, there we go. And I usually capitalize the and, A-N-D. And then what I do is then I put a parentheses, and then I can say branding, or, remember the or there is to connect related words together. So branding, and we'll put or, advertising. So we have nostalgia and branding or advertising. Okay, and hit the enter key there. So the search box allows us to search, and I'm going to take this one little thing out here, allows us to search quite a bit of our content that we have for our students to find scholar peer reviewed. So the first thing, what I usually do after I do my search here, I get 11,000 results. About 11,000 results. The first thing I do is on the left-hand side, you'll see an option called scholarly and peer reviewed. So those are types of articles that you will be looking for. So we'll click on that. Now we're down to 5,230. So that makes it more manageable in terms of looking for our results. I'm going to take the word over here again. Let's make sure the scholar peer review. There we go, about 14. That's about right. Okay, so once I get to that search, so I have nostalgia and branding or advertising. I did a scholarly peer review limiter on the left. If you scroll down a little further down here, I have the publication date. So you can limit your search to the last 5 years, the last 3 years, the last year if you want to. So that's another limiter that you want to look at. So once I get then locate the articles, then I can say, okay, most of these are peer reviewed options. And so I'm going to scroll down here, and there's one that was interesting here I found when I was kind of pre-searching this, is this brand attachment here was interesting one. Also, if you notice here, I'll scroll down, brand heritage, nostalgia, okay, and I scroll down here, and there is one on the second page here, excuse me here. Okay, so if you noticed here, there was one called Transversal Nostalgia from Psychology and Marketing. What does it portend for future research? That was 2005, 2022 there. Here's one from Nostalgia and Marketing and Reentrenchment here. So then what I can do is I can click on the full text online. Also, you can select the PDF there. And so I'm going to click on this one here. Then what it'll do then is it's going to ask you for your MySFA credentials here. So I'm going to type in my search here. Excuse me here. And also, it's going to ask you for your Duo through the MySFA here. So I'll do that also too. Okay. And so then typically most articles, scholarly articles, and I'm going to click the PDF here because I would like to get a couple things here. Just got to reload this. Sorry about that. Usually you don't get this here. There we go. So basically here you have then an abstract. So that was on my little cheat sheet here, is that I was just reading the abstract or the summary to save time, because that will give you before you read the entire article here, this will allow you then to get a sense of what the article is about. So my suggestion is kind of read the abstract first before you read the whole thing. Then that way you know. Okay, so usually most scholarly articles will have an introduction. Typically they have other background information in the beginning part, kind of literature, we call literature review. And so that's usually the first part here. And then usually they have a methodology section of how they did the study or what they looked at. And then if you scroll a little further, then you have the findings analysis part typically. And then after the analysis part, typically then they have a kind of conclusion at the end. So most articles will have those sections. If you see those types of sections in your article, then you know that you have a peer review article or a scholarly article. There's your concluding discussion. And so typically, now a lot of articles will have different also there'll be references at the end. So that's another key point of when you look for a scholarly peer review article. So basically, you'll find those in our databases, those scholarly peer review articles. I'll go back to our results here. One thing I do want to show in our search box here is you will see also quotations here. This way you can do APA 7th edition, and it'll format the citation in that format, and you can cut and paste that. So that's now you will have to review that before you cut and paste into your document. But that's one way to get that citation is through our cite this item often. Now, so the search box is one way to get to those articles. Another way is through our guides. So if you click the search and find, and then business, and then management and marketing, that and business source complete is another good database to locate scholarly peer review articles for your papers, for your for your projects for the semester. Another research guide that I want to show here is under social sciences and psychology. And so psychology is another way to get that consumer behavior, advertising, branding, that type of information through a psychology point of view. And so you click on Psych Info. Psych Info will also have those scholarly peer review articles that you'll be looking for your papers. So we have the search box, we have the business guide, but also we have this psychology, that's Psych Info. That'd be my suggestion to start with in terms of finding articles for your papers, for your assignments for this semester. And so I'll get back to our handout here. The last thing is how to get help. And so basically what you want to do here is you can email me anytime, and here's my email address. If you get stuck, let's say you're working on your paper and you're researching and you just can't really find what you're looking for, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to help troubleshoot with keywords, maybe with the database, trying to figure out what areas you need to look for. It can be 11 o'clock at night. It can be, on a Sunday afternoon. You can email me anytime. Maybe it'll help. So this video will allow you, hopefully a good review and some new things you have learned about how to find those articles for your projects for this semester. And here is my email again. Please feel free to reach out if you have questions about anything as you're researching. I hope you have a good semester, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.